Alright, today's date is May 7th, 2026. Basically 9 o'clock in the morning. Now, I've spoken slightly about, ever in my lifetime, about Giver, the book, which in the 80s was a side dish of fun of reading and answering questions off of it in third grade after school program. As part of it for, I think, about 2 weeks, we basically touched on it, and it was easy. About the same size as the Bible, but I went through it in 2 weeks, and practically every answer was perfectly answered. Now, the reason why I'm bringing it up is because the funny part is that same after-school teacher was comparing my grades to my third grade of any class I was in. That's where he noticed it was getting kind of freaky, because I'm practically getting D's in every class, but A, high-end book that universities of Yale and Harvard were using for teaching off of in the 80s, I flew through no problem. But in the third grade classes like math, English, history, science, you name it all, D's and F's. That shock when he put that together on his face was totally fun. That's where the smile was at all of part of it. Now, I'm almost 44. By September 3rd of this year, of 2026, I will be 44 years old. So 6 more years, I'll be 50. Trump and those in the White House, the first term, until now, are still stating that this nation is only 250. So I'm 1/5 of the entire history of this nation. But then let's take UK. 8,000 years ago of their monarchy being founded. 8,000 years ago. Let's take Wales. 6,000 or 7,000 years ago. Wales was founded of still the government of today. Okay, that's just partial of some of the information I know about over there. But it's impossible. Because you would go from horseback, at some point have Ford, World War I, II, and that's besides slavery, which I was taught was like close to 60 to 120 years long at the foundation of our nation. And then you would have, after World War I and II, a man on the moon. But yet, since 82 though, that would be from the foundation to 82, that would be the supposed 200 years. I'm almost 50, so. But since 82, you know what we've gotten? Internet. And supposedly smart devices, that was it in 50 years. We had the first 200, holy moly, we outdid nations that are 6 or 7 to 8,000 years old, technologically wise. Hey government, what are you hiding at the federal level? You don't, that's a pretty stupid move. 250. Well, I'm 1/5 of the entire nation's lifespan so far then. In other words, basically. So, but yeah, where I'm taking a book that was at Harvard and Yale in the 80s and chewing right through it like it was nothing, answering precisely every question answered of the after school program at Southfield Elementary in third grade, in comparison to my grades being D's and F's. How smart really am I? Ninth grade educated. And his deserved look going kind of smiling though at the same time was, got you, but does anyone really ever? I know a lot more. There's about, let's say 530 or so videos on my YouTube account of this phone right here, of that account being built about a little over a year ago, which is not a small percentage of the tip of the berg above the surface. Below there's a heck more, but I still got plenty more than this one. That's only the tip of the berg, a little 10 point of it. The whole berg above the surface. There's 520 that are almost never the same information. So, how could someone that never let anyone know him, so that means he doesn't know anyone, be linked to a single crime ever can't? Because he didn't let anyone know him. Therefore, he doesn't know anyone. A Harvard and Yale book of the 80s, I ate through like nothing. That's almost as thick as an average Bible. The words are larger compared to most biblical literature. But still, I went right through it like nothing in third grade after after school program itself. Come on. And you want to say you're smart. So, let's put it this way. How many people around here have a Harvard or Yale degree, even one of them? In the whole entire Triple County, Eau Claire County, of the United States of Wisconsin, 54721. Or 9. Oh, 54729. Okay, but you have technical degrees from technical colleges and universities, maybe 1, 2, 3, or 4 of them. Third grade, I was eating that book up like it was lunch. No problem, too. The Giver. An after school program. After lunch is like lunch. No problem. Less than 2 weeks. Easily scored almost, basically probably 100% of every questionnaire of every chapter I had to read, or not had to. I'll do it. That face look on it, I can still see it. Got you, but what are you up to? Proving that the rest of the world is basically idiots and points fingers at me saying I'm an idiot. That's what I'm up to. Supporting the Lord all the time while he supports me. And, come on, drum, 250? I'm a fifth of the whole life span of the nation. Being almost 50. Yeah, right. Grow up. Misleading federal government, which, oh yeah, let's do this too. In 2000, anyone that was over 18 could vote in November. In 2000, of September 3rd, I turned 18. So by the time I'm 18, I'm already going, yeah, I ain't voting for these idiots that are trying to, at every turn, without me noticing that they're doing so, never turning them in, especially the authorities of the area and the mayor, going, these are all white boys that are trying to be towards me, and I ain't doing it back to them ever. Hardly ever. Compared to how many times they've attempted to lock me up for stuff I ain't done. Hi, Janelle Tice. Hi, Justin Sheen. For example. Once again. Doodaloo.